Hi, it's me, Vamp, and welcome back to Vamp Play. Today we are going over some cards that were sort of spoiled slash revealed in the reveal that happened earlier. If you guys don't know that the reveal, I'll leave a link in the description below to the exact reveal, the YouTube video, where you can check that out. But they revealed some cards from Zendikar Rising. They revealed two mechanics, three mechanics? They revealed two new mechanics and two returning mechanics. Okay. And, they revealed a bunch of cards, of course. But yeah, let's get into it, shall we? Yeah, they revealed some lands as well. We are getting some cool lands to the creature type. Yeah. But this isn't what I'm talking about here. What I'm talking about here is this. Okay. Now, first we have Shell Shield. Kicker. That's a mechanic that's returning. So it costs 1 normally. If you kick it, it will cost 2. Target creature you control gets +0/+3 till end of the turn. If the spell was kicked, that creature also gains hexproof to the end of the turn. So you can do it 2 costs just to save it, or if it needs hexproof, you can kick another. So kick kind of adds flexibility to all your cards. Speaking of flexibility, here's a sort of other card that they are, have a new mechanic for. Which these both are the same card, believe it or not. This and this, Vacant Awakening and Scourge. Okay. So, apparently when you play this, you will be able to play this either or. So you can play it as a tapped land early in the game, or late in the game you can play it as an instant. Put any number of cards from your hand to the bottom of your library, then draw that many cards +1. And you can see that it is a land normally, or it is an instant normally. This is an interesting mechanic. It adds more utility later on versus earlier on. I mean, yes, we just got cycling back not too long ago. And cycling isn't bad, but cycling leads it more to chance than this. This, you know what card you're getting. So I'll be interested to see what cards actually have what on them. As in, what cards are dual things like these and whatnot. Will it only apply to instants? Will it apply to sorceries and creatures as well? Who knows? I guess we'll see. Next, let's see. Tap, you may put a basic land card from your hand into the battlefield. Tap, return target basic land you control to the owner's hand. Oh, this, okay. That may not seem like the best in the world alone until you realize our next card, Landfall. Yes, the Landfall mechanic is returning. Ruined Crab, for example. Ruined Crab, I remember Ruined Crab back from my old days of playing Paper Magic, as the kids call it. Landfall. Whenever a land entered the battlefield under your control, each opponent mills 3 cards. So, this is definitely for a mill deck. Yes, I'm ashamed to admit, but I used to be somewhat of a middle deck person. Okay, moving on. Let's move on. Okay, Blood Chief's Thirst. The kicker is 3, cost 1 normally. Destroy target creature or planeswalker with converting mana cost 2 or less. If this spell was kicked, destroy target creature or planeswalker. See, my initial reaction to this was, oh, well, you could just use something that exile target creature or planeswalker instead. But this is technically better because it adds more utility. I mean, they only cost 1 mana for convert mana cost 2 or less. So, like within the first 1 or 2 turns, you know, it's only going to cost that 1 mana. And then for like the turn 3 or whatnot, it doesn't become a useless card because you can just pay 3 mana to kick it and destroy any target creature or planeswalker. So that's actually pretty cool, I think. And then Lotus Cobra, another landfall creature. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, add 1 mana of any color. Just what, you know, standard needed, right? More ramp. We gotta have that extra ramp. You need the extra ramp, right? Okay, let's move on. Okay, and now see, this is a different omnimath. As I believe the one in standard now is rotating out. So yeah, this new one is not that bad. I mean, Omnimath always had a landfall ability. They just didn't call it landfall. I mean, the ability was always whenever a land entered the battlefield. So it was always a landfall ability, but this is a different one. So let's read what it does. When Omnath entered the battlefield, draw a card. Okay, that's not bad, I guess. It's definitely not burn only anymore because, you know, it costs different mana too. Now it costs fire, a forest, a plains, and island. By fire, I meant mountain, of course. Landfall. Whenever land enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 4 life. If this is the first time this ability has resolved this turn. If this is the second time, add a mountain, a forest, a plains, and an island, you know, to your mana pool. If this is the third time, deal 4 damage to each opponent and each planeswalker you don't control. But it would be fairly hard to pull off unless you combine it with a card like this and a few other things. So you can tap, untap, return to hand, tap, untap, return, so on and so forth. Okay, moving on. This is another new mechanic they added. Shepherd of Heroes. The new mechanic is called a party mechanic. Let me read this effect. It's a 5 cost 3/4 flying angel. When Shepherd of Heroes entered the battlefield, you gain 2 life for each creature in your party. So basically, if you have the whole party on the field, and the parties consist of a cleric, rogue, warrior, and wizard. This is a cleric, so if you have a rogue, a wizard, and a warrior on the field already, then you are good to go. It's actually very good. Then you can gain a total of, I mean, at the very least, you gain 2 life. But optimally, you could gain 8 life and have that creature. But it still costs 5. It's an angel after all. But there are things that lower the cost. We'll get to that in the future. Okay, right now we have Acquisitions Expert, cut 2 to play. When Acquisitions Expert entered the battlefield, target opponent reveals a number of cards from their hand equal to the number of creatures in your party. Again, if you have a cleric, rogue, if you have a cleric, wizard, and warrior, because that's the rogue, and you play this, they'll have to reveal 4 cards. And yeah, but if they only have 1 card in their hand, then that's the right. And see, this is actually a lot better than you think at first hand, because it says choose one of those cards and that player discard that card. It doesn't say choose a non-land permanent. So in theory, you could have them discard a land too. I just realized that, and that just makes me very excited to see it. It seems so awesome. Okay, moving on. I get excited easy, okay? Okay. Let's see. And then Tazere, Beacon of Unity. That reminds me of the beacon. So I wonder if they're gonna make a comeback eventually. Okay. This spell costs 1 colorless less to cast for each creature in your party, and right now it costs 5. So, as we know, a party consists of a warrior, a rogue, a wizard, and a cleric. So, if you, but see, this isn't on cast. So you would literally have to have a warrior. Even though this is the warrior, you'd have to already have a warrior in order to get full benefit of this. But say you only have a rogue, wizard, then cleric. That's still 3 less colorless. So that means it will only cost 2 to play. If you have a 4, it will only cost 1 to play. That's actually very cool. And then its ability, look at the top. Wait, okay. So if you have the right color combination, it costs less, but it still lets you do it if you don't. It just takes longer. Look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may reveal up to 2 cleric, rogue, warrior, wizard, and or ally cards from among them and put them into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. Okay? This spell costs 6 to play. This spell costs 1 colorless less to cast for each creature in your party. So, again, that cleric, rogue, warrior, and wizard. So if you have 4 of them, it then only costs 2 to play. And you gain 3 life and draw 3 cards. Okay, and now it looks like we are going to be getting, that looked like it's the last that was shown off today of the whole, party mechanic. Okay. So, Lanvanya. Okay. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you have a full party, Again, that cleric, rogue, warrior, and wizard. Choose target non-land permanent and opponent controlled. Until your next turn, it can't attack or block, and its activated abilities can't be activated. Okay, and then sacrifice it. Choose hexproof or indestructible. Creatures you control gain that ability till end of turn. So she can actually sacrifice herself to give the creatures hexproof. Okay. Okay. And she only got 3 to play, so that's honestly not real bad at all. And she's a wizard. And she's an angel. It's pretty rare for an angel to only got 3 to play. And she's a 3/3, so that actually might be brilliant. Okay. Moving on. These are both 1 card, believe it or not. Both of these. It's the dual front back card I was talking about. You can tell by on the bottom. It had these here. But basically, instead of printing a card that's just a single land, that, the lands that come into play tapped, and they say add, for example, island or swamp. These don't come into play tapped. They do not come into play tapped. On the minus side, they don't per se activate those cards that say swamp or island, but they do not come into play tapped. So say you need an extra island, you can play it like this, or you can have it, or you can play it differently when it comes in. But important to keep in mind, once you play it, it's stuck that way unless you bounce it back to your hand and play it a different way. Okay, I'm just thinking of stuff, okay? I'm just spitballing ideas. Okay. And another one, the pathways. The plains or swamp, you can play it as either or. And yeah, now we come to this core cleric. Okay. Whenever or another cleric you control dies, return target cleric card with lesser converted mana cost from your graveyard to the battlefield. Actually, I know a few cards that go good with. Unfortunately, the card I'm thinking of at the top of my head is rotating out. So, you'd have to do it in historic. But this is brilliant. This is so brilliant. You'll have no idea how brilliant I find this to be. Okay, let's move on, shall we? Okay, so this pathway and this pathway are the same cards, in case you guys are wondering. So this pathway is just mountain, and this is the island. So this I can probably see a lot of Is-it-Dex island and island and mountain. I can see a lot of Is-it-Dex using this because that just seems very useful. It's actually extremely useful. Okay. Cool Warrior and Cool Wizard. Let's read the Cool Warrior first. 3/1, cut 2 to play. Okay. Cool Wizard. First I adapt, cut 3 to play. It's a 3/3. When they enter the battlefield, you and target opponent each draw a card. That's, I don't really know, honestly. The only reason I don't know is because of the simple fact that it gives our opponent a card too, and I'm not really entirely sure about liking the idea of that. The good thing is if they have hexproof, you can't really target them, so I guess they can't draw a card. I think that's how that works anyway. Now, this and this are the same, these two pathways are the same land. Same card front and back. You know, we are going plains or forest this time. Then we have a Merfolk Rogue, cost 1 to play. Whenever, it's called Merfolk Wind Robber, robbing the wind, huh? Whenever Merfolk Wind Robber deals combat damage to a player, that player mills a card. Sacrifice Merfolk Wind Robber, draw a card, activate its ability only if an opponent has 8 or more cards in their graveyard. Okay. So, basically a long game, draw a card. You can mill the opponent for a little bit, and then once they get a powerful creature on the field, you can just sack this to draw a card. And it had flying, so that's actually pretty interesting. I don't know many rogues with flying. I guess Rankle, but he's also a fairy, right? And fairies are known to fly. Okay, anyway, moving on. A trickster, huh? Okay, he had Flash, the Merfolk Rogue. He cost 5 to play, legendary creature. Tap 4. Return and unblocked attacking rogue you control to its owner's hand, and then put Trickster from your hand onto the battlefield. Wait a minute, and attacking. Oh, so you can do this on. Let's see. Wait, can you go activate that from your hand then? It said to put it from your hand onto the battlefield, tapped and attacking. And whenever deals combat damage to a player, you may put target permanent card from that player's graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. That's so amazing. It's a target permanent, so it can even be a land. It's a this is amazing. This is so good. Okay, because see, its ability is what makes it so great. Return an unblocked attacking rogue you control to its owner's hand for 4. So let's see. Say you're attacking with a 1/1, like this, for example. They're like, I don't care. It's just a 1/1. You play this, and bam! All of the sudden, since they decide not to block it, you get to play. Okay, I think that's how it works. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if I'm wrong with my logic. Let me know if I'm getting way too excited for no reason. Let me know all of that stuff in the comment section below. Okay, now, this is the last card that was shown off today. Nessa of Shadowed Brats. Okay. I actually don't think I've ever seen a Nessa in these colors, honestly, because it's swamp and forest. Oh well. Cost 4 to play, Landfall. Whenever land into the battlefield under your control, put a loyalty counter on her. Okay, so she gets a loyalty counter every single time you play a land. So your opponent's going to want to deal with her pretty quickly. A +1 is untap target land under your control. You may have it become a 3/3 elemental with haste and menace till the end of turn. It's still a land. Okay, then her -5 is you may put a creature card with converted mana cost less than or equal to the number of lands you control onto the battlefield from your hand or graveyard with 2 1/1 counters on it. Wait, hold on. Creature card with converted mana cost less than or equal to the number of lands you control onto the battlefield from your hand or graveyard with 2 1/1. Okay, so this seems to have a lot of things with it. Some cards focus on graveyard, that some focus on parties, but all of them, I mean, you need lands to play Magic, right? So Landfall might actually be one of the most powerful mechanics brought back. A lot of people worried that it's going to get watered down there, but we'll see. I'm so happy to see the Trickster. I really want to build a rogue deck there. I mean, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be, okay. I'm going to end the video here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I wonder if there's going to be more days of spoilers, or is this the only day of spoilers? I can't wait to play with these cards. Oh, it's great. Okay, I'll catch you guys in the future. Super excited. Super excited. If you haven't played Magic the Gathering, I suggest you check out Magic the Gathering Arena. I'm not sponsored by Magic the Gathering Arena, by the way. I am part of the creator program, though thanks to a partnership between Wizards of the Coast and Stream Elements, but I am not sponsored by them. I just have to generally say it is a fun game. Also, mobile version coming soon. So if you don't have a super powerful PC because you spent all your money on a super powerful phone, they have you covered. Coming soon. Magic the Gathering Arena on mobile. And with that said, I'll catch you guys in the future. Later.